Hey there, I'm Katsumi, and this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. This energy is charged with sudden exponential growth leading to material abundance. And right now, the word coming through is prosperity. I'm also hearing that the cosmic vaults are opening to grant you immediate passage to wealth. Now let's find out what other messages are coming through. So starting off, you have the Three of Cups. So it looks to be that there's a lot of community gathering at this time. And it's quite interesting because you have the founders, and the founders at the bottom here is tying into community and its value. And what's really interesting about that is it feels as though in the energies, when I first pulled the Three of Cups, I felt a sense of Five of Cups for some reason, something to do with loss, regret, some sort of abandonment, or some sort of disappointment in relationships or heart. Perhaps this was like past energy that you might be thinking about, or underlying feelings from time to time when you are, I suppose, kind of like gravitating near certain bubbles in the community, or kind of when you are going outside. Maybe you want to gather with people, but deep down inside, you kind of don't want to because maybe like there's some sort of anxiety behind that in terms of whether or not people are going to accept you for who you are. I kind of got a little bit of that for some reason. But nonetheless, I'm also getting a sense that you are also kind of just like stepping forth into your true self when you are going into these communities now. It's almost as though like you've manifested a new version of yourself, or perhaps maybe it's time that you take time to like work towards how you are feeling in certain groups. But nonetheless, things are looking really harmonious for you in your friendships, in your community. You have a lot of support around you. And I suppose the universe in that instance just wants you to know that you can manifest communities, friendships, groups that are really going to be for you, is what I'm hearing. Because it feels as though in the past, people weren't really for you. It almost feels like self-serving, like they were self-serving themselves, if anything. And so you kind of withdrawed from that disappointment. And I'm feeling a sense that that's kind of why I was getting that Five of Cups energy in the back of my mind when I first got the Three of Cups. But this is a beautiful time for celebration for you, because you have the Magician here. You've been manifesting a lot for yourself. It's almost as though like there's this like sudden wave of manifestation, and it's like endlessly flowing, okay? It's like all of these good things are coming into your life, and you're receiving it, and you're having the opportunity to claim what it is that's coming forth towards you. It also feels as though you're very rooted in your tradition and the order of things, and because it almost feels like you understand the way in which you're manifesting, it takes time. And like you think about it and you put it away for a later day kind of thing. And then when it pops up, it kind of just like is like a spring of the moment, and almost like this cosmic wellspring that's like it's springing forth towards you, is what I'm hearing. And it's like the drought is over. It's like you can finally breathe. You can finally have those resources that you needed, or that you were calling forth from the void, from the universe, I'm hearing like that you do have some sort of belief system, whether that be some sort of God or deity, perhaps you're praying to your spirit guides. It really feels like no matter what, there's some sort of like spirit field that is ready to almost like, I heard like jumpstart itself towards your absolute abundance, is what I'm hearing. So you can claim that when the time comes in that divine timing. With the King of Cups, I'm also getting a feeling of just like you've really fallen or have acquired this like maturity about you, like some sort of emotional maturity, because of all of these things that you have built up over time, I'm hearing. Kind of like you know that the potential of things, it almost like starts off slow and it kind of like adds up over time, is what I'm hearing. And you have this like calmness about you, this balance about you. And in that inner knowing and truth, you have like that wisdom built up. You're very like rational in that regard. Okay? And that makes sense because like the Seven of Pentacles is like overseeing that. Something to do with like you being very patient, you investing, you knowing that what you put to the side is going to come back tenfold, is I suppose like your general course of action, the way that you want to move forward is what I'm hearing. There's also something to do with you manifesting a luxurious lifestyle, you manifesting the ability to retire early, you manifesting your dream job or your dream career, or being able to build a business, being able to find a relationship that really I heard the word like a relationship that like really like I heard like serves your best interest is what I heard. Something to do with like you're looking for a partner, or you're looking for partnerships or unions, friendships or communities that really like are in your best interest is what I heard. It sounds as though like instances of the past have put you in this like feeling of being behind a mask where you kind of had to like hide your emotions, but you want that to be at the front and center now. It's almost like you're concealing your true self. You're afraid to show what's really happening in your reality. Perhaps you were dressing up a certain way really when you perhaps couldn't afford the clothing, or perhaps you wanted to be super nice, but you really disliked that person. You had to deal with them because you just had to get going, you know what I mean? Or maybe it's kind of just like no one really saw the real you, so you had to just like kind of hide parts of yourself so that you wouldn't feel judged or kind of like pulled to the side is what I'm hearing. But it looks to be that it's like these are kind of things that are like in the back of your head, like your thoughts, you know? And then it also seems to be that either you ghosted someone or someone ghosted you. Something to do with like rejections of the past, feeling rejected in past communities, feeling like abandoned. Maybe someone abandoned you or vice versa. Something to do with like, it feels like it constantly happens. Like this is like a perpetual cycle. And these things happen quite often when you're kind of just like in your calm and balanced state. And while you're reflecting on your investments, it always feels like people want to step away. It's almost like when things are looking up for you, someone wants to, or something ends up kind of like stepping in and preventing you from thinking about the main thing, which is like movement towards your prosperity, movement towards your abundance. And right now it looks to be that like the universe wants you to know that there is a passage that's being granted towards you, and that you're on the right track. And something to do with like, it is leading to your exponential growth. It is leading to your material abundance. But there's like a lot of like overthinking that you might have in the middle of the night on whether or not this thing is going to actually come into fruition, come into reality. Something to do with like you overthinking. I'm also getting like doom scrolling vibes for some reason. Something to do with like you having like these racing thoughts, having these things where it's like, oh, I can't sleep at night. And you're like overthinking, or you start doom scrolling. And it's like these perpetual loops. It's like the cycle keeps repeating itself and it's just like never ending. So that might be of significance as well. It just feels like there's a lot of things that you might be like distracting yourself with on the side, you know, like gaming and, you know, your phone and maybe like pastime hobbies so that you can keep your mind off things, is what I'm hearing. And it also feels like you just have a hard time sleeping at night in general. Maybe you are like, you fall asleep and then it's like you wake up in the middle of the night and it's like 3 a.m. or something. Like that's crazy, right? But it's almost feels like it's not all the time, but it could be. And it's just something that you're working through. I'm hearing that also you might have some sort of like nightmares. Something to do with like that overthinking, but also like anxiety and guilt. It also kind of gives me feelings about like, you know, like when you're on a roller coaster and you go through the roller coaster and then like you feel that like momentum downward of the roller coaster. It's just like going down the roller coaster and it's like really high up and this slope is super high. And like you finished the ride and everything like that, but then you go back home and you're sleeping in your bed and you're just like, oh snap, you feel that falling sensation. It's almost like that, you know. It's like you want things to work out in your favor, but it's just like you want to have these like I'm thinking like you want to have these like what do they call it, like adrenaline rushing moments, right? But then they have like this soul sucking crunching vibe that just like sinking, like soul, like it's sinking your emotional state, right? It's like something, it's like you're high, but then like you go back down and you feel low again. And it's like something's draining your energy, right? So I'm thinking like in that regard, It's like something was like almost like siphoning your energy and creating this drought over you for a very long time. And it looks to be that finally you'll be able to overcome a lot of this drought. You'll be able to have that well spring forth, okay? That water spring forth towards you. And things will finally be able to flourish, like the flowers, okay? The grass, the greenery will be able to flourish. Things are going to be flowing more harmoniously into your life. I'm also hearing that something to do with calm. You have this very like balanced state about you. And because of that, it looks to be that that's really what's going to propel you forward. Something about you being very almost like content in what it is that you have. I feel a sense of gratitude. And because of that, it's almost like your wishes will be fulfilled because you are already grateful for what it is that you have. It's just that the universe wants to award you more, is what I'm hearing. The universe wants to award you a path towards that luxurious lifestyle. I'm also hearing with the comfortable wealth, that luxurious lifestyle, that not only will you be able to indulge and enjoy rewards, I'm also hearing it in a different sense of just like abundance comes in like many forms, not just like in the sense of luxurious lifestyles, having all this material gain, but it could also just be that you have like a really strong sense of community around you. You're able to create a family with someone you love, or be able to travel to a place of your desires, or, you know, just gather and feel supported in your environment. I'm hearing a strong sense of that overall. So it may not just necessarily always be material. It could be in the physical, in the heart, in the connection, and your spirit, and how you see things maneuvering forward and traversing forward. Yeah. So I suppose those are all the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this reading resonated, consider showing your support by subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a comment down below. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.